This video is powered by KR Mangalam University.
We have a question. What happens next if the United States and Iran talks fail? A key aide to Donald Trump has outlined possible next steps, signaling increased pressure through sanctions and other measures if diplomacy breaks down. US-Iran talks have entered a crucial phase, with both sides locked in over core issues, creating a tense pause that many see as a calm period before a potential escalation. Iran's latest proposal has put the Trump administration in a difficult position as Tehran pushed for a deal without immediate nuclear commitments, complicating Washington's core objective. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned that Washington would increase pressure if talks with Iran fail, outlining the next steps the administration would take in response to a diplomatic breakdown. The administration of Donald Trump signaled that both sanctions and potential military options remain on the table if a US-Iran deal ultimately collapses without an agreement. Negotiations between the United States and Iran have reached a deadlock as Washington weighed Tehran's latest set of terms but stopped short of accepting key conditions. Rubio stated that failure of the talks would trigger an escalated US response against Iran, indicating that diplomatic avenues may soon give way to more coercive measures.
If there is no deal, what comes next?
Well, again, that's the president's decision to make. I would start out by reminding everybody that the level of sanctions on Iran are extraordinary, the pressure on Iran is extraordinary, and I think more can be brought to bear.
Iran has proposed a mutual reopening of the strait, leaving the nuclear discussion for later in the process. Given that the nuclear program has been a red line for this administration, would the president agree to that kind of phased negotiation?
Well, only because it's been reported. I will confirm the president has met with his national security team this morning. The meeting may be ongoing, maybe not, but the proposal was being discussed.
The White House has prepared a Plan B as diplomatic efforts remain uncertain, reflecting contingency planning in case negotiations fail to produce a breakthrough. Trump discussed Iran's new proposal with his national security aides on Monday. This is according to White House, and internal deliberation intensified over the next course of action.
Well, only because it's been reported. I will confirm the president has met with his national security team this morning. The meeting may be ongoing, maybe not. I don't want to speak affirmatively because I was prepping to come out here, but the proposal was being discussed. I don't want to get ahead of the president or his national security team. What I will reiterate is that the president's red lines with respect to Iran have been made very, very clear, not just to the American public, but also to them as well.
So they're considering it.
I wouldn't say they're considering it. I would just say that there was a discussion this morning that I don't want to get ahead of, and you'll hear directly from the president, I'm sure, on this topic very soon.
Meanwhile, over the last 48 hours, a stream of US military transport aircraft was reportedly observed arriving in the Gulf region, signaling a possible logistical buildup. Heavy lift aircraft such as the C-17 Globemaster III and C-5 Galaxy were reported to have landed at key US bases including Al Dhafra in the UAE and Al Udeid in Qatar. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar is said to be operating at near peak capacity for the first time in several years, reflecting a surge in operational tempo and deployment levels. Al Dhafra Air Base in UAE has also been intensified activities with US forces reportedly stacking equipment, supplies and spare parts in preparation for potential contingencies. This military buildup is positioned directly opposite the Strait of Hormuz, placing US assets close to one of the world's most sensitive geopolitical flashpoints. The Strait of Hormuz has once again emerged as a key pressure point in the event of failed US-Iran talks, given its importance to global energy flows and regional security.
Look what they've done with the Straits. Great example. The Straits is basically the equivalent of an economic nuclear weapon that they're trying to use against the world. And they're bragging about it. They're putting up billboards in Tehran bragging about how they can hold 25% or 20% of the world's energy hostage. Imagine if those same people had access to a nuclear weapon. They would hold the whole region hostage.
Iran has proposed delaying nuclear discussions to a later stage, a move that has reportedly frustrated Trump. This is according to Reuters. Dismantling Iran's nuclear program has remained a central objective of Trump's broader strategy towards Tehran, shaping both diplomatic and military posturing. At the same time, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi held talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin as Moscow offered to mediate amid the ongoing conflict.
Попросить вас передать самые искренние слова благодарности за это и подтвердить, что Россия, так же как и Иран, намерена продолжать наши стратегические отношения.
Hopes for continued negotiations weakened after Trump cancelled his envoy's planned visit to Pakistan, citing disagreements over core issues in the talks. Efforts to convert the nearly 3-week truce into a permanent agreement now appear to have stalled, with both sides remaining far apart on key demands. Thanks for watching Hindustan Times.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.